What's up, YouTube, man? Y'all got Jordy Gilliard in this bitch, man. So, man, I'm cursing already. I might get demonetized, but hey, I'm not here for the monetization at the moment. So, dude, we are here to speak about user censorship, the current state of TikTok, like what's going on with TikTok. Um, and I kind of first off want to start off with like a refresher for people's memory because like today in society, bro, people forget stuff so fast. And this is subjective. I feel like I have a vivid memory, okay, bro? But I did not forget this bipartisan decision about TikTok and how it got to the state it is now. So, first and foremost, I'm gonna start off by saying, like, when TikTok was in the so what's going on right now is TikTok has been sold, not sold, but it right now has a bipartisan agreement. So, well, not bipartisan, it is being shared with America. So let me Google it. America new new TikTok and new TikTok and new Chinese and American, new Chinese and American TikTok. Okay. So what happened? It has been a merge because we weren't sure what China was doing with our information. And not to say that we weren't sure, but it is a known fact that China specifically tells in law with its companies that you have to align and agree with what China says. And also, if they are to request any information, you must oblige as a company within China. So even if it wasn't going on, just let's just say yet with them encroaching up on that information, uh, then I'm kind of having a brain fog at this time. Oh yeah, if it wasn't for long story short, bro, we ain't know what they was know with our information, bro. So like America was like, we need to see what's going on. And the way we did that was we questioned TikTok in for 2 years ago. And here are some video of the bipartisan attacks and questions because I watched it for a couple hours. It was hours long. Man, I think every congressperson had an opportunity to ask this guy a question. He sat in front of this freaking whole a representative of the Chinese company of TikTok at the time.
On both sides of the aisle in Congress remain skeptical about the safety of one of the most popular social media apps in the world. TikTok CEO testified before a House committee yesterday over allegations that Beijing could use the platform to obtain information about American users. Nicole Killian reports from Capitol Hill.
TikTok's chief executive was met with intense skepticism on Capitol Hill Thursday over the app's security and privacy practices.
We do not trust TikTok will ever embrace American values.
Shou Zichu tried to dispel lawmakers' concerns about China's access to American data since its parent company ByteDance is based in Beijing.
ByteDance is not owned or controlled by the Chinese government.
But when pressed repeatedly,
do ByteDance employees in Beijing have access to American data?
We have employees in China, so yes.
Has ByteDance spied on American citizens?
I don't think the spying is the right way to describe it.
Committee members argue the platform remains a national security threat.
You damn well know that you cannot protect the data and security of this committee or the 150 million users of your app because it is an extension of the CCP.
Chu said the company is working to build a firewall, Project Texas, to store and protect user data in the U.S.
I have seen no evidence that the Chinese government has access to that data.
I find that actually preposterous.
The panel also probed what safeguards the app has to shield teens from harmful content.
TikTok could be designed to minimize the harm to kids, but a decision was made to aggressively addict kids in the name of profits.
After more than 5 hours, many weren't satisfied.
He was completely baked. That's not sufficient.
In a statement, TikTok fired back, saying the day was dominated by
So
political grandstanding.
I'm not even gonna lie. You guys can go do your homework. So that's just one video. Man, I was watching it at the time, and dude, it was strong hitters from both sides of the Congress. I'm talking strong left and strong right, asking just questions like I say, about what China was doing with our information. So even before I show you that ban, um, how far is the question for quick question? Um, I want to show you something else, but I just had a brain fog. But that's okay. I'll come back to it. Maybe not. I may not be able to loop it in and it sound good. But long story short, the next thing I even want to say was people just forget also TikTok and why TikTok was banned. You know, that was one of the reasons. Listen to what it says. The ban was due to national security concerns regarding its Chinese parent company, Biden's, and its potential access to user data. However, the ban was not enforced, and TikTok was not able to avoid nationwide ban by transferring U.S. operations to a new joint venture led by Oracle and other investors. I don't like that Oracle is involved in that actually. But uh yeah, man, people forget so fast how TikTok was banned last year, and this was one of the reasons, just because we was as Americans and as not just Trump, uh the Senate, a bipartisan, not just the right either. And I can't necessarily say which side more was attacking it, but I definitely remember when I was watching that meeting long, man, both sides just had good questions. And I'm like, dang, man, I see why these a lot of these people are congressmen, man, because they are very smart, man. Their questions was very like, wow. I'm good at asking questions too. Man, they had some stellar questions. So yeah, man, like I say, people forget why TikTok was banned. Uh, and that was why, and at that time they did an immediate ban because I don't think TikTok was trying to come to an agreement. So what the current agreement is that TikTok and America now has a joint venture, which I'll show you next. Um, TikTok man. Okay, so let's see what I can tell you next. So how could I tie all this together? It was one thing, man. I had that thing that I had thought of. I had came up with it, but I had just forgot it. But it's okay. Uh, but yeah, man. So these are all of kind of like what end up happening. Um, and people kind of forget what I'll say. I feel like people often forget things, man. We cannot forget what happened in the past. The past is really what lead us to the day, and furthermore, for making us go back and make those same we could learn from it rather than even as a whole society. If you look at yourself as one individual, you can look at society as an individual as well. And do you want that group or that specific people to move forward or not in life? Do you want that group to grow with you there or not? You know what I'm saying? Or do you want that motherfucker to go to shit? Sometimes like high school. Some people, when you leave high school, you want the high school to grow up. Some people like, hey, you know what? I wouldn't give a fuck. So, but boom. So yeah, TikTok was banned. Man, I really wish I could think of what I wanted to show you. Um, so let's see what I could show you next. Oh, I got it. Okay, okay, okay. Um, so happy that I thought of it. So, another reason that this is all important, sorry about all that empty space. Hey, if I was to skip it, but to tell folks and I'll start talking again at 10:30. So it says though, so in China, the two Chinese key laws that require companies to share information are the data security laws, DSL, and personal information protection, PIPL. The data security law classifies data based on its impact on national security and regulates data storage and transfer, requiring companies to ensure that data generated in China is stored within China and undergoes security assessments before transferring abroad. So before I even go with that, I'll tell you what that means to me. So they pretty much saying like data is being stored on what is on a scale, I would say, from 1 to 5. All of it is being stored. Boom. Out of everything that's being stored, everything is being rated from low security to high security. Or maybe the beliefs on China, or who knows, whatever. Um, so they want to store the data. And first they scaling it. Okay, next, on top of that, scaling it, part of them scaling it is them storing it. Um, so and it says and so with that being said, it regulates data storage. Boom. It also regulates transfer. So it's regulating how it's being transferred as well. So what that kind of means to me is everything is not being sent how it should be. It's kind of not necessarily being monitored or censored, but they are regulating how it's being transferred. In addition to regulating everything on a scale. Next, requiring companies to ensure that data generated in China is stored within China. So they want all this information stored in China, and they want it to undergo security assessments before transferring into abroad. So, like I said earlier, they want to view it and see it before it's being transferred abroad. But don't forget, they will be regulating that transferring as well. I don't know how they could regulate transferring, but maybe someone could tell me. Um, and I want to wrap this all up, at least this proportion, to say think about this. My next question, or not my next question, my belief is just simply America wants to get involved in the story, and maybe they will classify. Uh, and simply they want to get involved in the transferring and the storage. Um, and they want to also, I'm pretty sure, see what's the national security to America because they're saying probably Western China, but shoot, America has a large portion of the users, so America's like, man, what could we know about our people? Really, they like y'all really know more about our people than shoot. Man, TikTok has a very broad user base, man. Let me just show you real quick. Uh, long story short, you can Google it yourself. Um, TikTok in America, more kids use TikTok in America than globally. So I think like 25% of kids in America use TikTok in comparison to the overall world, which was 12%. And the reason I remember 12 because they say it's 13% black people in America. I don't know if that's true or not, but like I said, that's how I remembered it. So overall, Americans, kids use TikTok twice as much as the average kid globally. Uh, with that, just looking at America's user rate, 25% of them are under age, 25%. So that leaves 75% of adults. And with that being said, it's all broken down pretty evenly. So with that being said, like the percentage of 22-year-olds is probably about the same as 20, 50-year-olds. Like the 50-year-olds and the 20-year-olds or the 20-year-olds and the 50-year-olds are using TikTok about the same rate. Like everybody at every age range in America uses TikTok at the same rate. And that is actually like interesting and not interesting, but from an American standpoint, it is from a security perspective, like that app has our citizens like you get me? Boom. So that's the first part. The personal information law. I read that wrong, y'all. I'm kind of okay. The personal information protection law, the PIPL, governs the processing and personal information, requiring organizations to obtain specific consent from individuals and implement robust security measures. Violations can lead to severe penalties, including fines and disqualification of directors. These laws aim to protect sensitive data and ensure compliance with national security and privacy regulations. So they saying pretty much they giving like a dichotomy. So they pretty much saying there's one side and it's the other side. They saying so pretty much on the other side, the PILP governs the process of not the process of the processing of personal information. So it governs, it controls our personal information, and it requires these companies to pretty much get consent from people, regular people, and with that consent from those regular people, they are going to implement security measures that's like real hard. This is pretty much to protect your data. And it says no. So what it's pretty much saying is it's requiring organizations to okay, get consent from individuals and they need these companies to implement robust and hard security measures. And they saying if them companies don't follow them laws, those companies can face violations that are severe, that can lead to severe penalties, including fines and disqualification of directors. So if you don't, as a company, follow China's law, then you feel me, you could face some harsh stuff, harsh penalties. So I know I'm kind of dead. I'm gonna talk for 20 freaking minutes. Yeah, I got a freaking motor mouth. Let me try to hurry up and get to the point. Um, all this stuff is just key information for me personally because, yeah, man, we are the people, and we need to know this kind of stuff. So, let's see what's next. So boom, that's the two things that I think, or that's why America wanted China to pretty much give over this information because this is how China pretty much run their stuff. And shoot, pretty much they saying like, man, them companies, they saying they don't work with China, but we know China laws, bro. And China laws are strict. You feel me? The way I just broke it down, just as tie that to Chinese laws. Because I kind of got a brain fog right now. Y'all got it. Tied to Chinese laws. So let's see. Trump administration. So I feel like now I kind of want to freestyle. Um, Another real concern though is pretty much also how they using child data. Y'all gotta do your own work on that. But pretty much child data. And I could kind of wrap this all up real quick, which is pretty cool. I think all that information is important for a person who want to stay vigilant. Um, so we know it was bipartisan, and that's how we are today to get to TikTok. Pretty much from all those things, which is where we are today of people leaving TikTok. So today they said how many people left TikTok? So yeah, people are saying they are concerned about the Trump administration and the Trump ownership. So for me, it's like, man, people gonna complain and find something to complain about all the time. It seems like, regardless. So now China got the company, now America in the company. Now we complaining about how Trump and them gonna use it. Am I saying we shouldn't question something? No, I'm not saying that at all. Maybe we are 100% right. You feel me? Ain't nothing wrong with questioning it. Hey, run the question. Let's see. Because a lot of the times recently, when we ran that question, man, what? Wow, like, dang, I'm happy somebody asked that question. I didn't think. So I'm not here to argue and say I'm not finna hey, ask that question. Y'all ask all the questions. Um, so yeah, man, they say a lot of people done left TikTok today. For the current state of, the administration and how we now are a part of TikTok. So let me see. So the now new TikTok company is broken up with like an American company. It's a joint venture, US TikTok USSD joint venture LLC has been formed. Uh, you so we own about 15%. And really, we kind of gangstered that shit. I ain't gonna lie, we kind of gangstered our way into that shit. But at the same time, it's like, shit, if you want TikTok, bro, that's how we gotta do it, shoot. Because hey, y'all out here getting information on our people at the end of the day. So now this is where we are. Like I say, y'all, we are currently at a state where it's split down the middle. You feel what I'm saying? No, not down the middle. It's split 15%. But we just wanted to have our eyes in the room. Just think about it if it's a room. We just wanted to be in the room. And I ain't gonna lie, 15%, they say it's 13% of black people in America. So just think, if you see black people everywhere, that lets you know 15% is a decent amount. Yeah. So I think Mexicans is about 15 to 16%, 17. So Yeah, Mexicans everywhere, and when they somewhere, there's hella. You know what I'm saying? Just think about the average black house. The average black house, uh, no mama. I mean, no daddy. And I hate to say that that's the image of it. Just think about the image of it. I got a mama and a daddy. Fuck. But like I say, the image of that is just one single household. Image of a white family, one mama dad. Image of a Mexican family, hella they ass. Real talk. Shit. So, yeah, bro. It's just, hey, it's just the image. Like I say, some shit not always black. I wish that was black people as hell of us. Shit, we got some negative shit. We got one daddy in the image of our folks. I can't even think of an Indian motherfucker. But yeah, folks. But Indian nigga always got his daddy and shit. But sometimes his daddy be in like the military or some shit. You feel what I'm saying? Overseas, back home type shit. Like, yeah, yeah. And like, oh, cause he got a mansion. He got a mansion at that house. He like, he gonna kill me if, yeah. So, hey man, this shit get, these, yeah, shit get crazy out here. So, man, right now though, the current state of TikTok, people leaving TikTok. Why people leaving TikTok? I'm gonna try to finish this under 30 minutes. Why I think people leaving TikTok? It's because man, like the new administration has a different viewpoint. Uh, well, maybe you could view it as it's a lot of ways you can view it. So let's just view it as one way, like this. Okay, it's a different administration involved now with TikTok. I ain't gonna lie, regardless of if they had this company joint the first, the Biden administration had control of what was being censored on TikTok anyway. They had a lot of big say in what was going on anyway. So it wasn't like they didn't have nothing to say at all in the room because motherfuckers was getting censored like a motherfucker on TikTok last year, 2 years ago when Biden was in there. I can cuss on TikTok now. Well, I couldn't cuss on TikTok at first. So they can say whatever they want. But like I say though, the new administration just got a different viewpoint, bro. And TikTok is much liberal, bro. It's hella liberal. You gotta think like the users who is fighting for it are liberals who is going against Trump. So when that same administration and we forgetting motherfuckers was chanting on Trump for saying Trump like, nah, we not gonna get TikTok removed. It's not going nowhere. He like, y'all gonna have it. He was like, oh shit, thank you, Trump. Thank you, Trump. Thank you for not banning TikTok. People forgot that. I didn't forget that. So boom, that piece too. But yeah, man. Uh man, I be losing my train of thought sometimes trying to go up on them little tangents. Well, I be tearing them up though, boy. But man, that's where we are with TikTok currently. Um, and it's just so funny to me just how people always forget what we was and what how stuff was. So let me see what else I could give y'all. Man, I think that's enough, man. I think that's enough, bro. Uh, I hope I was here to inform y'all or something up on some information. That's the TikTok ban, bro. Uh, yeah, man. TikTok is TikToking. Literally. TikTok is TikToking. So, uh, use it while you can, if you use it. You know, personally on TikTok, I like TikTok. At first, I wasn't a fan of TikTok. Oh, I know what I was talking about. I was talking about, man, I was actually supposed to be going deep into something. But, yeah, man, I like TikTok. And, at first I didn't like it, but now I like it because it actually is one of the most helpful apps for growing, supporting bases. The rest of these apps beg for your soul to get some support. TikTok, you could post one video with 2 followers and you could low key get 100 if it's funny. And I respect that, you know what I'm saying? I respect that. All these other apps beg for your soul. And that's why it take a lot. Look at any YouTuber, man. They got like a lot of videos up. You gotta put in some work before you just, you feel me, stand out here, you know. Uh, But yeah, man, I'm gonna leave it at that right there. TikTok stuff. Why I believe we got to the TikTok and where we at. Like I say, before I get out of there, I'm gonna go a little bit longer than 30 minutes. It's two ways you can see it. You can see it as one side, like Trump protecting America. You feel me? I don't even know if I'm finna go with that. I don't know. I ain't even finna try to frame y'all with nothing because that ain't even what I'm trying to know. I'm gonna get up out of here with this video, man. Shout out to y'all. Hope I was informed. Squad, squad, squad.